Hey guys, it's SCG here, and if you've ever played Animal Crossing New Horizons, you'll know that the crafting system is the main emphasis and newest feature in this iteration, but not all recipes are easy to find. Some recipes are more obscure or harder to acquire. So today I'll be showing you a few different methods of finding crafting recipes in Animal Crossing New Horizons. So first up are the more random ways of acquiring these recipes. The first is the villagers you invite or that randomly come to your campsite if you have built a campsite in Animal Crossing. Villagers will come on a weekly basis. It's pretty sporadic on when they come. In my experience, they have not showed up when I've had a full town full of villagers. I don't know if I just got unlucky for a week and they didn't show up, but either way, the more sure way of getting villagers to come to your campsite is through amiibo, whether that be amiibo cards or amiibo figures. And there you can just go up to the camper, talk to them, and they should at some point ask you for a souvenir from the town. And if you don't have the recipe of the item they want, then they'll give it to you so you can make it for them. Another way to acquire items via villagers is to go up to one of them while they're crafting something in their home. If you talk to them and ask them what they're doing, they'll usually give you a crafting recipe for that item, and you can keep a lookout. At almost all times of the day, there's at least one villager in their house crafting something on their little mini DIY workbench, so just keep a lookout for the little smoke puffs coming out of their little villager huts, and you should be able to go right in and ask them for a recipe. The last way to get items via villagers, and this is a little bit more indirect, is when you are working on your third, fourth, and fifth houses, the 3 houses you build all at once. Tom Nook is going to want some furniture for these homes, and it is your job to furnish them, and he will give you the recipes for all of the furnishings that you need. These are indoor and outdoor. Each house has, I believe, 3 indoor and 3 outdoor items, so you can easily acquire a bunch of recipes this way. Characters like Tom Nook and Timmy and Tommy can also give you recipes in the early stages of the game. Just by going up and talking to them, you should be able to get a recipe every now and then, and progressing the story in any way usually leads to Tom Nook giving you some sort of recipe. 2 really important items that you can acquire from characters are the vaulting pole and the ladder. The first you can acquire from Blathers when he first opens his museum, I believe, or right when his tent is closing. He will give you a vaulting pole so you can reach the other parts of the island, so you can acquire more fossils and such. And then the ladder can be acquired when you are once again building the villager homes. Tom Nook will give you a ladder so you can get some flowers for a flower wreath for one of them, and then those recipes will appear in Timmy and Tommy's shop where you can buy them at any time you like. The last 2 methods are a little bit more random. The first is balloons. They just sort of float in every 15 minutes. If I can remember correctly, the green and red ones correspond to crafting recipes, especially red. Those are more furnishings and furniture recipes, so keep a lookout for those. If you shoot one of those down, you're almost guaranteed to get some sort of crafting recipe. Also, if you see a multicolored striped balloon, that is a Bunny Day balloon. Currently, those are also floating in for Bunny Day, and you can shoot those down and get specific Bunny Day recipes. Of course, these are only limited to the Bunny Day, Bunny Week, in which the holiday is going on. And then the last, more random way of acquiring items are messages in bottles that will appear on your beach in the morning, and you can just take a stroll down the beach. There should be one of them at least on the shore, and now once again, because it's Bunny Day, there is a Bunny Day themed bottle too. Both of those will appear on your beach, and you can just get completely random recipes from those, except for Bunny Day. Of course, you get Bunny Day themed recipes in those multicolored bottles. So moving on, I'm going to talk about the more direct way of acquiring items, and the first is through Timmy and Tommy. I already said that you can get them through them just by talking to them in the early stages of the game, but in the later stage when you have the shop, you can go in and buy the specific recipes for each tool that you've acquired, and you can also buy recipe books. The DIY for Beginners book, Test Your Skills DIY book, and the Wildest Dreams DIY book. Specifically, the Test Your Skills DIY book has the mini crafting table, which is more of an indoor themed crafting table. It took me forever to realize this was in the books at Timmy and Tommy's because I was looking for it everywhere. So just heads up, that is in their little shop. These books will appear as you progress through the game. You start out, of course, just a beginner's book, and then as you build more villager houses and I think the tailor's shop, you will unlock more of these books, up to 3 of them in the shop. And then the last way of directly getting recipes is when you just find certain items. Your character will remember a recipe or think of a recipe for that specific item. For example, manila clams, if you dig those up, you will think of a recipe for fish bait, or if you catch some trash, you will think of like little potted plant can recipe. Tyre will also give you a unique recipe along with boots. If you get 2 of those, you can make a recycled boot pair. And then lastly, if you get stung by wasps and talk to one of your villagers, they will give you a recipe for medicine. There are a bunch of other items that you can acquire, specifically some holiday items. If you dig up some eggs or catch some eggs, you might randomly think of a recipe for that egg. And there are a bunch of other items. If you find them, your villager will think of a new recipe. Happens sort of randomly, so it's not the most direct way, but it is a way that you can can control more if you just catch a bunch of stuff, acquire more items. Your villager will probably think of a few recipes along the way. So that about does it. If you enjoyed this type of video, be sure to leave a like. I haven't really done a specifically game tutorial before. I've done game software and settings and stuff, but I've never done a specific tutorial for a game. So if you enjoyed it and you wish to see more, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, or let me know in the comments any other games you might need tutorials with, any more Animal Crossing tutorials. I'd be glad to help you out in any way, shape, or form, along with any questions. You can also leave those down in the comments. Any items that you are having trouble acquiring, be sure to let me know, and I will help you out in any way I can. Other than that, I've been Steven, your semi-comprehensive guide, and be sure to have a wonderful day.